Go. All right, cool. So we have welcome everybody and thank you for your time here today. We've affectionately called this. We're really actually had you here, and there's all, as you can see, there's a small group of you here only. And the reason we have had you asked you to come here is because each of you have already hit or are about to hit the different levels of what's going on with the SEA right now. So congrats and really much luck to you. It's there, or you're about to, like, any time, and that just won't take but a minute. But you already got it in your DNA to make this happen is really what I'm talking about, right? So what we wanted to do today is to, first of all, thank you very much for just believing in us to, really work with you on this ride and show you the specific steps that we've used. I think by now I feel pretty confident we can share with you that our methods are working. They're tried and true, and they're consistently tested. So we want to share with you what to do to help you get to that next level. A couple of things here is why this is so important is just to make sure out of all the love in the world that you all have your plan B, C's, D's, and everything lined up, because the additional sources of revenues that you're going to have, your additional income streams are going to be vital in the coming times. They're vital. And I mean,
not in the coming times. It's our, that time is here.
Right.
We're in it right now. It's apparent. It's crystal clear. You all can already see it with the inflation. You see it in the supermarket, you see it in all the stores, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. And who knows what's going to happen in terms of the market and so forth and so on. So we are literally at a turning point, and that is now.
So let's dive into the operation flow of everything. Let's talk operations here, meaning, okay, like I got a business. Okay, so here's my business. Okay, so operationally, how do I function and get my business to the point where this business turns into a cash flow machine for me, and I have customers coming to me without me feeling like I have to go to the customers. I have customers coming to me without me feeling like I have to go to the customers. That's the intent you want here. So there's always a difference between, and if you think about it logically, because we've all seen this, there's a difference between, all right, let me get you to mute if you can, whoever's that is. But there's always that difference of, why you'll see people take off and it seems like it's effortlessly, and it feels like you're working really, 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 really hard. And it's like, I'm getting stuff done, but maybe not enough done, but I'm working really hard. So here's how you do it. Okay. Again, we're asking you here to start this journey with us, to follow the steps, because if you work with these on these very specific steps, this group right here that we're all looking for you right now, we're going to change your financial future. Okay.
You're not only that, but also you're for those that you love and that you want to leave it to, you're literally creating.
Hey, Olivia.
Hi, Olivia. You're literally creating a legacy.
So operational steps. So a couple of things that, number one, we do, and I know we talked this couple of weeks, so we're going to do these twice a week, okay, to get you to the point. Now, hear me on this, feel me on this, okay? We've only been in this about 6 weeks right now. And
we're in the 7th week.
Yeah, we're in the 7th week. So we're on the 7th week. We're starting the 7th week right now, and we've already hitting that point where we're roughly right around 2,000 a week in revenue, 7 weeks. Okay, there's absolutely, and there's absolutely no, and that's a week. That's a week I'm talking about, not one time. Then there's no reason that either of you, none of you should not be able to do that. And it's not, and what I'm about to talk about, it means that it's not going to take that you have to have this large distribution or large network or anything like that. It's your technique and it's your strategy that's going to make this happen. So if you all are committed to us over these next 30, 60 days to help us get you to that level, we will be committed to you. Okay. All right. If it's important to you, it'll be important to us. I give you my word on that. Everything that we got in this to help you get there. Okay. Because this is what it will look like.
There's nothing that we have. There's nothing that we have not done that we're not going to teach you. Everything that we haven't done anything different. We haven't done anything special. And as all of you know, in terms of social media, we've been amputated.
Literally
we've lost
amputated.
An arm, we've lost both legs, we've been decapitated. So in terms of from that point of view, we have been amputated. Amputated and decapitated. So from that point of view, don't think, oh, well, that's because they have this or that. No, it's not. We're working off a very small we have not only a very small pool, but something that all of us have. We all have Messenger and we all have text. And that's how we've been doing it.
And an organic following, but that's
Yeah.
really it. But we don't, like I said, it doesn't matter if, okay, if you were to start off today, right now, what we're about to teach you is this. If you were to start off today with nothing, no man's land and everything like that, you're going to be able to do what we have done in 7 weeks, hopefully even greater
More.
is what we're going to do. So step one is this. Let's break this down operationally. Again, we're going to do this twice a week to really get you to the point where within 30 days, if you follow these trends, you can feel like I can see how I'm going to make a couple of grand a week. I'm seeing how I'm make 10 grand a month off of this thing. And it's not about network marketing in that sense. So we're going to talk to that in a second. Step one, I shared this with you 2 weeks ago. Has anybody done their 3 to 5 minute ASEA experience video yet? Yes, yes. All right, awesome. Okay, so hold that thought. So step one, I want you to write this down, everybody. This will be a life changer for you. And we're not talking months and years away. Our objective here is to help you accomplish this. We would like to help you accomplish this within 30 days if it's up to us, but let's give this a realistic, let's see if we can get you there. You know, at least I really believe within 30 days, we should be able to get you at the very least, some of you probably within the next week, reality, but some of you starting right now, within 30 days, we should get you to that first level of executive compensation, okay? Within 30 days, but
that's at a minimum.
But a minimum, that's at a minimum.
Mhm.
Get that video down in your mind right now on paper, like today, please, before we meet again on next Friday, if you haven't already, a 3 to 5 minute ASEA experience video. You can use ours if you want, but it's not going to, it's like,
not going to be as impactful.
yeah, it's like, you know, who are we, right? To your network. So make it about you. If you're having some experience, and it could be as little as this, it could be as little as this is like, and it could be almost like a journey. It could be like, you know what? I just unpacked this a week ago and my headaches are gone. I just unpacked this a week ago and I feel energetic. This is what it's like for a week. And then another week you update and another week you update. So it doesn't have to be that one you use that lives forever and that tells your story. You see what I mean? So just, and it only needs to, I did one that was like 8 minutes, which is probably about 4 or 5 minutes too long in my opinion, but I just went with
you did it on the fly.
I just went on a fly with it just to see if it even worked, and it absolutely worked. Okay, I can tell you it absolutely worked. It was like boom, either I hit a wave or the infomercial god shined on me in that minute, but it did work, and it's consistently been working. So,
and the other thing you don't want to put in, and don't talk about the business side of it at all. As a matter of fact, when you're talking with people, leave that out of your conversation unless they ask you organically about it, because that is tripping so many people up because they feel like they have to talk about the business side of it. Forget about that right now. Right now, all you want to do is share your personal experience, which in the letter that you received last night, it said no selling. There's no selling involved in this. If you can get one thing out of this conversation, do not sell the product. So worst thing you could do. All you want to do is share your personal experience and don't talk about the business side of it. That will grow organically. And you'll know when to open that conversation up because somebody will open it up for you and they'll start asking you questions and be like, okay, I could talk about that.
All right, so I'm going to get to these questions here in a second. I see them and thank you. We're going to get to them. So here's what we mean by this, because the way when we went into this, I'm going to go on a limb and say that I don't think we're the first people that have ever been exposed to network marketing for the first time. I'm going to say that for the most part, we've all done it, right? So when we went and did this one of the things we said to ourselves is there's no way in hell, I don't care how great the product is, am I going to call up people and schedule these presentations? Am I going to call people up and invite them to an overall Zoom meeting? Am I going to do this for this? Am I going to do that? Absolutely, Brenda, you got it. 100%. I was the same way. So, I was like, and so what we did do though, is we absolutely fell in love with the product. Okay. Is why we're talking, right? We absolutely fell in love with the product. What we started doing with this, other than some of you, like I have a very close relationship with, I was able to pick up the phone and because of our business relationship, that's different. Okay. But just in general, all we did was this, feel me on this and please write this down. After you've done the video, All we did is I texted that video to people that these are people I don't know too well, or maybe on social media, texted it or emailed it to people, put it on my email list. Now, speaking of email lists, whether that's 10 people or 10,000 people, I didn't bundle it up with a bunch of other stuff. That was the only email. So I didn't have a laundry list of an email list that nobody reads anyway. You know what I mean? So if you think about it, when you think in context of I've got an email list, I may have 10,000 people on it. You're lucky if you get a 20% open rate in today's world, right?
That's high.
So that's high. So think about in context of if you want to get a message through, make it the only thing. So what we did is we put the video initially, this one video on one email list, put it out there, put it on social media, and watch the flood happen.
But hold that thought for a second. When the 8-minute video, Jay, when you were first testing and you were sending it, texting it to people and also messaging it, there was, I only put one sentence with it. What did you put?
So what I did is when I did my, and I'll call it the ASEA experience for this, okay? And we're gonna let's do this. And I want to just share this with you because this is going to be a journey we all take together for all of our financial. We're all going to financially benefit out of this. We're going to teach you how to do this where you can get on track there. But I want to say that we want to do this twice a week. Are you guys all down for that? If for those who said we're down, okay, just follow me on this. All right, so we can do this. Okay. All I did is I texted in the video and I say, I'm sending this to you out of love. I think this could help. Let me know if we should talk about it.
Period.
Done.
That was it.
I'm sending this out of love. I think this should help. Let me know if we should talk about it. I'm sending this out of love. I think this will help. Let me know if we should talk about it. That is it. So you know what? Messenger, my cell phone, that's it. Just texting out there, put a post on there, and that's it. And then boom. Next thing you know,
it was actually kind of funny because like almost immediately, I would say in the first 30 minutes, he's like, oh my God, people are responding. They want to talk to me.
I said,
we were really just test marketing it to see if it was even going to work.
Well, you know what I did is I thought it might have been a fluke. So I went to bed and I texted it to 10 because I was deleting phone messages off my phone. Right. So I was like, while I'm deleting them, I might as well text them. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, so I texted like 10 people right before I went to bed, 6 appointments in the morning, 6 appointments that very morning. 60% of the people that I texted said this. I thought, okay, maybe a fluke.
Right.
I started doing that. I started doing that. My phones have not stopped blowing up. My emails have not stopped blowing up. And I have not once called up, tried to set an appointment. Everybody's calling me like, do you have time today? Do you have time today? How do I order? What did you use? Olivia, go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if you put, say, a link to schedule, or it sounds like they just responded and then you arranged it.
They're responding.
They're responding. I arranged it.
This is the lazy river. You want to take the lazy river to closing or selling. We're not going to call it, but just for lack of a better, how about the lazy ASEA river? Let's all get on the lazy ASEA river because it's
like
so much more enjoyable. Thank you. And it's so much more relaxing and there's no stress.
Yeah, there's no stress to this. I wanna just put this in perspective for you here. Okay, I cannot tell you. I'm probably getting about right now 7 to 10 texts of these a day, 7 on the low side, 10 on the high side. How do I order from you? When can you talk? I just watched your video. What are you using? Can I use this for this? It's constant. I'm not doing anything.
Closed one right before this.
Right before this, and I'm gonna show you how to enroll here in a minute too. But we're not doing any of these now. I know a lot of you have been doing this, and I've been listening to you, and we're very close, a lot of us, and I listen to what you're saying, and I'm thinking, okay, what is the trip of? What is the trip? What is the trip? And I've been thinking and wrapping my mind around this for last month. I got it. I know what the hang up is here. Okay. It's a couple of things. The company uses this amazing product that they have called ASEA, right? They have tied it to a multi-level marketing distribution. That's the business model they do. Now, that being said, very few people think about it in terms of that's the business model they do. They just think ASEA network marketing, ASEA network marketing. That's all they know. That's all they know. And they don't really think about separating the two. One is the actual distribution vehicle that they use. One is the actual product. Does that make sense what I'm saying? One is actually the product. The multi-level marketing is just a distribution. So when I'm talking to a lot of people and I'm hearing, I'm going to sign this person up today, or this person's going to get
Next
back
week.
with me next week because they're ready to sign up next week. And I'm thinking, okay, wow, we've done over 100 of these, and I haven't heard any conversation like that. I have not heard one person say, I'm signing up next week or I'm doing that next week. Because the way it's set up with the way you're trained, and I'm going to try, okay, I'm going to try to reel this in a minute. I'm going to try to reel this in a minute. The way it's set up and the way it's trained by these, you know how you guys are doing these group Zoom meetings, right? Right? These group Zoom meetings that y'all are doing. I'm going to ask you for the next 60 days to not, okay? I'm going to ask you to just please believe me on this one. Don't do that. And I'll tell you why. We've not done one. We have not done a group Zoom meeting to anybody.
We did the
Oh.
event.
We did the event.
But
We have
that
not
was
done
it.
everything. And let me tell you why. When it comes to my health, when it comes to my personal thing, I like you all, but I don't want to show up in a group Zoom meeting with you all and discuss my shit. I really don't. I'm not interested in it. And I imagine I'm not the only one. Okay. So I'd rather have a one-on-one call with someone if they think they can benefit me. So I'm going to be much more inclined if Julia were to text me and be like, Jay, you got to check this out. I think that may work. I'll call Julia. But if Julia invited me to this to talk about a new product that could really help me, I'm not showing up.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to be real with
Okay.
myself. I'm
It puts you
100% not.
On a lot of people.
And
on
I
the
know that
defense.
goes against everything that you all have been taught and are learning right now, but I want you to feel, because numbers don't lie, okay? Numbers don't lie. We're putting up the numbers. We're seeing what's putting up the numbers. It's a very different world we're in there. I'm asking you just for a couple of months to really just flow with us on this one, okay? Because I really think it's going to be a much better experience, and I really don't think that you're going to have to feel like I got 2 or 3 people on the Zoom. What I would really encourage you to start doing, do your video. That's number one. Nothing's going to work without this video testimonial. It's not. And it's got to, it can be me in April, but I don't know what that's going to do for you. Okay. Brenda?
So I haven't seen your video testimonial. I just kind of been floating in here. So are you talking about ASEA? Are you holding the bottle up? You're saying, okay.
Yeah. And I'll text it to you, Brenda, to just put it in perspective afterwards so you can watch it. It's like 8 minutes long. You know,
Okay.
and
Oh,
but basically all I'm doing is, and I'll just paraphrase this real quick. I'm literally saying something like, hey, everybody, 4 months ago, I started using this and this. This is what it's done for me, blah, 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 blah. I'm amazed by it. If you're interested, click on the link. That's the 8-minute paraphrase version. But yes, I'm holding everything up. They're very clear. It's ASEA. Okay. So,
Okay.
So yes, I'll send you the link. If anybody doesn't have that and they need me to resend it, please let me know. So all you need to do is this. It'll make your life so much happier when you get this video. And if you do multiple of them, as you have multiple journeys throughout it, you know what I mean? Like if it's like 1 week you feel this way, another week you feel that way, or as you grow, then do multiple ones of it, post it on your social media, send it to your email list, start texting it to people. You're going to find the same amount of effort and energy that it took for you to get 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people to a Zoom meeting. You're going to get that many people are going to contact you back and want an appointment. So it's a lot less energy. It's a healthier experience. It truly is. You will feel like
it's inspirational, actually.
So inspirational.
It's inspiring.
It's the best feeling in the world. I still got today. We had to actually cancel our 1 o'clock mastermind that we normally do because we got people calling in. We've got someone that just sent over 12 inquiries. Okay. I mean, it's because they're working it in this angle. Nothing special about the selling technique they have, nothing special about how many people that they have. They're simply using the technique, guys. And without having to feel like I'm inviting people to another opportunity meeting.
The other thing that happens too, your balloon gets deflated. When you have these Zoom calls and you put a tremendous amount of energy into it, organizing it, what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, who's coming, sending out the notes, sending out the, we're almost on message. And then it doesn't turn out the way that you expected. It's very deflating. And then you're just get discouraged. And then you start analyzing it every which way to Sunday. What did I do wrong? What could I have done different? Was it something I said? Was it something I didn't say? This is going to eliminate all of that.
What we've got to overcome here, we've got the most amazing product in the world. I truly believe that. I believe in.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here with you right here. And I think many of you do, or many of you soon will be as you start to get through it. Again, the stigma of the distribution model is what we have to overcome. This is how I feel like we can overcome it, is by not making it an issue. So
Don't project it.
well,
It's like a projection.
number one, don't project it. But again, I would encourage you highly, no matter what anybody else says, because we're just talking here, okay? Hold off on the meetings. Do it this way. Let the people come to you. It's wild. Like, and I again, we want this for you, where it's not like, people are saying, let me get back with you next. Get back to me about what? It's your health. It's not mine. You know what I mean? Seriously, it's like, let me get back with, you make it better. It's like, I'll enroll next. Well, whenever you enroll, that's your business. It's your health, not mine. You know what I mean? Because what's happening is they're getting the perception when you're talking to them. And as I start to think about this over, I've been watching this, I'm trying to figure out, wrap my head, they're getting the perception again that, and I know it, that they're getting enrolled into another network marketing business. Okay. So once we can get that broken, which I believe this will break that pattern. Now, here's what I do. So now I'm talking.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
This is also going to eliminate the thing that drives people really insane. You're always chasing people. You're always chasing people. You don't want to be chasing people. You want
them
people to chase you. It's a totally different dynamic. Now all of a sudden you're like in the driver's seat. You're like, all right, this is really cool. People are calling me. I'm just kind of sharing my experience. And then I'm walking them through the enrollment. Next thing you know, they're buying. There's no chasing. And if someone does not call you back,
don't call
get
them
on
back.
to the next one.
Don't call them
Do
back.
not call them back.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. People will leave you hanging on for a lifetime if you allow them to.
The minute people think that this has gone from this is going to benefit my health to an opportunity,
Ugh.
you'll get them when you'll get them. But the minute people feel like, holy smokes, I want what they're on, they can't get to you fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
Then you become an order taker, which is how I believe spirit, God, goddess, whatever you believe in, is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to fight for these things. I don't believe that. And so we have through time figured out this way has been working consistently every day. It's been so consistent, everybody. And I want to share this with you. So if you start doing that, you start doing your video. I'm going to repeat this as we go, so you're really ingrained in it. Start doing your video, share that instead of doing the Zooms. You're going to find a very different experience as far as people that are going to want to talk to you. We've always said this: if it's important to you, it'll be important to us. If it's not, then it won't be to us either. Okay, it's really that matter. You know what I mean? It just won't. Yeah, Julia, how you doing?
Hey, I just want to share the importance of the video, because when you did the interview with me and I started crying about my mom because she's coming back to me after triple jabs, you made that short, and that video ended up on Telegram in a doctor's group who is treating people who have been jabbed, and it got me. I have chills. So a gentleman from Costa Rica reached out to me.
Yeah.
This is how it happens, right? Because I'm all about saving the world. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving people the opportunity to say yes to life. So he has multiple companies in multiple countries, and he's signing up later today. We're working out the whole thing, but you just never know. Like, the message was just that.
How long was that video, Julia?
Less than a minute.
Exactly.
Less than a minute.
I found it. People are saying, I saw your video here, and it's like, it's all over the internet now. So,
wow, that is awesome. What Julia is referring to, where did we do? Did you interview us? Did we interview you?
They interviewed me.
Oh, that's right. And then we went back, and I thought, you know what? Let's take it, because I love the whole interview, but there was one part of it that was like so perfect. I said, let's cut it out and use that as like a classic short on Zoom. And I had obviously called Julia first to ask her if we could use it. And of course she did. And that's what she's referring to. Did we put that one up on?
I'm trying to think here. I might have it here, everybody.
And my dad with Parkinson's, that's going to be the next interview we need to do today. I'll just make my own video.
All right, I was trying to find it, but I'll get it to you guys. But
and can I just say this too? I sent that video to my best friend from high school yesterday. We talk maybe once a year. And I said, watch this. Now she knows my mom. And she texted back, she goes, you made me cry. And she said, by the way, I want this and I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's double vaxxed, and she says she knows she feels sick because of that. So don't give up on the people that are vaxxed, okay? Because a lot of them are starting to realize and they want to get well. So thanks for letting me share that.
No, of
Oh,
course. Well,
thank
thank you for
you.
sharing it. So before we move on to the next phase, the moral of that particular segment is there's no reason to chase anybody, okay, in today's world. All you do is you create a very simple video, and that could be up to, like I said, I did 8 minutes, which I think was probably 3 or 4 minutes too long, but I just on the fly. So try to condense it.
And Julia was a
Jul-
minute, so
Julia's
anywhere
was-
in between.
Yeah, anywhere in believe. I mean, it could be like, my hair fell out, it's back. Click on the link. I mean, it could be that, you know what I mean? Something like that, right? And whatever it needs to be, and let that be your presentation, if you would. Let that be your presentation, okay? So now what happens is people contact you. People are now going to contact you. So we good on that? Is that all kind of making good with you all? Okay, thank you. So now let's say people now, I shouldn't say let's say, when they start to contact you and they say, okay, Christy, I like what you got going on there. How do I buy this? How do I get a hold of them? Don't have them go through the site themselves if at all possible, because it's confusing, okay? It can trip them up and they're not necessarily sure what to buy. And quite frankly, everybody's got their own stuff. Some people are like very, very like, they just want the skin stuff, or they want just the bottle, whatever. But anyway, don't let them buy it. So what happens is schedule a time with them to go through the journey together with them. Now, what I do is this, and this is where I'm going to show you effective enrollments when you get there, because our average is in about the $500 to $600 per person range, not because we're upselling, okay, not because we're doing anything special. We're just having a conversation, okay? That's all it is. There's no upsell. There's no you should do this. There's none of that. It's just talking them and helping them understand what their options are. Because if we don't, what does someone do? They go to the lowest one, just automatically. It's just what we would all do. And that's what I did to begin with, because nobody explained it right to me.
The other thing, you've got to step out of your own way. So many people are getting tripped up on, in their own mind, they are thinking they know how much money is in the person's bank account that they're speaking to, or the people that are watching your videos. We hear it so often. Oh my gosh, they can't afford it. Oh, it's so expensive. Well, how do you know? Did you look at their bank? Did they show you their bank slips? You stay out of that. That's not your business. Don't put this preconceived notion of what you think they can and cannot afford, because it's all relative. Think of it from this perspective. Somebody who thinks they're broke may have $1 million in their bank account because they used to have $2 million in their bank account, and now they only have $1 million, so they feel broke. It's all perspective.
Let me get a couple of these
It's all
statements, and
relative.
I want to show you enrollment real quick. So the first one is, if we don't talk about the business side, should we sign up as a preferred customer as opposed to associate? Okay, I'm going to talk about that in a second. I'm going to explain to you how I pivot that. And even with exactly what I'm talking about, why we don't talk about the business side, unless it's like, I know you all personally, why we don't talk about the business side, and we still have over close to 90 associates, and they still become associates. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Are you posting the videos on Facebook, social media, everywhere? Social media, text, your email, whatever, everywhere you got. Spend the same amount of time that you would find to call and invite someone to a meeting. Okay, if it takes you an hour to invite people to a meeting, get on the phone with them, come to a meeting. Because think about this, if you would. Hey, Naomi, I got this cool stuff that's happening. I'm feeling fantastic. I love it. I want to talk about this. Why don't you come to this meeting on Wednesday night? What's it about? It's about this. Next thing you know, me and Naomi have spent 15 minutes together, right? Would you say as a thing, 15 minutes together?
Mm-hmm.
If I spend 15 minutes copy and paste the text, I've talked to probably 20 Naomis. Okay. Do you understand the leverage here? Did you see what I'm saying? And that's what I've done. And that's what I want you to think in terms of time management. Time is money for you here. Time management, time is money. So think about how to be more effective. There you go. What about making a quick how to enroll video to watch before we have a chat? We're going to do that now and explain this. Okay. So, all right, that's some of the comments so far. Let me go to what happens when we enroll. So I want you to watch this, take notes, but I'm going to rewind just a minute. the video, make sure you got the video, make sure you post. The appointments will now start to come to you. Now you set the appointments. And again, I'm asking you for the next couple of months to defer a group meeting for a minute, okay? Just to try on what we're talking about here, for your own sanity's sake. All right, let me get here real quick. Am I doing all right, everybody, so far? Y'all follow me? Everybody good? Okay, cool. Nobody's hung up yet, so thank you. All right, let's get here. Let me get to share. And I think I'm gonna go here. Yeah.
Okay, so just to get clarification, in case you're wondering, there's a difference between a social media, I'm just gonna say YouTube event, as opposed to these Zoom calls that you're just gonna gather a handful of people. If you wanna have a YouTube event and have Danielle or the doctor on, that is totally different and highly recommended. That's a bird of a different feather altogether. And that will also create a tremendous amount of interest on it as well. We're specifically talking about the small
group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks for clarifying that, but thanks for clarification on that. But yeah, so I didn't mean don't do any type of public event. Like if you want to do an interview, like you're interviewing them on your show, or that's good because that's a general
great.
broad brush. I'm just talking about these personal, bring people to this. Can everybody see where it says welcome to the ASEA side of Spiritually Raw?
Yeah.
Can everybody see that? Okay. Now I want to paint a picture here for you for a second. So I've sent my pre-approach video out. I posted it everywhere. Someone contacts me and says, I want what you want. I set a time with them, okay? When I've set that time with them, I send that video out. Now write this down. This really is, I'm telling you, this will really make a difference. When I send that video, when they schedule with me, I send them the copy of the video back again. I'm saying, have you watched this? Because we've got like 6 or 7 of these videos out. So I don't know exactly what they watched. Okay, so I send them the short video again to them, and I said, please watch this before we speak. Okay, please watch this before we speak, because I want to make sure, because that video pretty much should do my presentation for me. Okay, that video should pretty much do my presentation for me, other than knowing that I'm breathing and still alive. That's when we talk, right? So that covers there. Now I'm talking to them. Okay, so now I'm talking to them. So I give them the link, I email them the link while I'm on the phone with them or right beforehand, even though I think they may have the link. Now feel me on this. This is very, very important because there's a lot of people doing what you're doing. It's just, what is your edge? You have to have a competitive edge. That's what we're going to talk about today. So I always send them my link again, even though they may do it. I don't assume nothing, because you know what happens when you assume, right? So I don't assume anything at all. So I send them my link, and the first thing I ask them is, can you tell me what you're looking at? spirituallyraw.myasealive.com. Whatever the name of my link is I want to make sure that they are on my site and they have clicked there before we even go any further. Great. Now, what are you seeing? I asked them this, because this is important. Because I've been doing these. I asked them, are you on a cell phone or are you on a laptop or desktop? Because I need to know what they're looking, how they're viewing what I'm looking at. Because if they're on a cell phone looking at this, it's a very different experience than if they're on a laptop or desktop looking at this, okay? I'll give you an example. And I didn't know this up until a week ago, because I couldn't figure out why the person wasn't seeing what they were seeing. Finally, I went on my cell phone and figured out, I'm like, okay, you should be looking at 3 buttons on your left-hand corner right now. Click on those 3 buttons, then it'll drop down. Then it'll show you a button that says buy here or join here. So you need to make sure what they're using while you're doing this with them, okay? It's really gonna, I tell you.
Preferably a computer, and them in front of a computer
Is
is
always
going to
best.
make a tremendous difference. It's going to make your life and their life a million times easier.
So once you establish that they're on, then you know how to work with them, because you really want to be seeing what they're seeing, okay? Because that's going to help that energy flow. You want to be, Olivia?
Yeah, so do you suggest that when you're lining up the meeting to try to be on a desktop or laptop? Okay.
Yeah, I would, because I've done them. I've helped people on phones, and it's
painful.
It's a pain in the ass. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, the way, and that's it's just a pain in the ass is what it is. But, yeah. So anyway, just try to figure out, because you got to figure out when you energetically go in, what kind of experience are you walking into? Because if you are going to walk into a cell phone experience, kind of familiarize yourself with it. Now I say to them this, okay, now that I've validated that they're on the ASEA side of Spiritually Raw, now I say to them, okay, you see where it says join here or buy here, Brenda? So I'll say, Brenda can eat, and I'll say what it is. They're the exact same thing. Click on either one. Boom. So Brenda clicks on buy here. All right, cool. So now right here is the United States, whatever country it is. Sorry.
I can move the thing. Where's the mouse at?
Where you at?
That's weird.
Oh, you got it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so sorry guys, we're just actually
Yeah, let me see if I can.
we're
move
covering
this.
we're covering our own selves up here. Okay, so then you see where it says right there, where it says the what is your country of residence, your preferred language, ship my order, and then it says ASEA associate, preferred customer, retail customer. You see, those are the options. So now what I'm saying to the person, I'm like, you should be seeing now 3 different options for you to enroll: ASEA associate, preferred customer, retail customer. This gets back to whoever posted the comment about, should I be enrolling everybody as a preferred customer if I'm not going to talk about the business? Here's what I ask people right out of the gates. And again, assuming I do not know them, I say this to them. I say, so Christy, are you, when you fall in love with this, I never said if, when you fall in love with this, are you going to be one of these that keeps it private to yourself, or are you going to be one of these that shares it with people? Okay. And if you say, I'm going to tell people, boom, right away, I go immediately to associate. All right, Christy, go ahead and click on ASEA associate and click enroll. Okay, that's it. End of story. She's already done my job for her. Okay.
For you.
For me, sorry. She's already done my job for her. Yes, for me.
Talk about don't go retail.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there. And then I never mentioned retail on there. I'll tell you in a bit. But you see now, everybody, where I'm looking at the ASEA associate packs, right? You see all that? Everybody sees that? Okay. I explain to them, and then this is what I say to them. And I say, okay, Christy, what I've just done is I've had you enroll as an associate. Let me tell you why. Number one, because as an associate, you're going to be able to get much better value and packaging than that they don't offer customers. Number two, if you do decide you want to share with us and you get the experience and you run with it, that'll mean that you'll be able to possibly get free product and monies, depending on how far you want to take it. Therein lies my associate presentation right there. Okay. Did you all follow what I just said there? Did you all get that? And again, please ask me to repeat myself if you need me. That's what we're here for. Okay. Now I go into the different products. Okay. So this is the, now I go into different products right here. So I said, now you should be looking at ASEA enrollment packs. And then I say, let's talk about that for a minute. What you watched the video on, you watched the video on the blue and the white, and I call it, and I refer to it as colors, okay, just from an association standpoint. I said, you watched the video on the blue and white, and I'll point out these other things. I'll say like this, and these makeup things, and I'll say to them, I say, I absolutely know nothing about that, so I can't even speak to that. So if it's okay with you, let's just talk about the blue and white for right now. You know what I mean? And that's it, because I don't know anything else. So the blue, right here, you'll notice these bottles, each bottle is designed to last you a week if you take it under a maintenance plan, which is two ounces twice a day, right? What we are all talking about, what you watched on the video, what you watched my experience on the video, what was called a magic 8, because what I did is I took 8 ounces a day, 2 4-ounce shots. That's what you watch. That being said, okay, you're going to want, for your first month, you're going to want to have a minimum of 8 of these, okay, to have that same experience that you saw me just have. You're going to want to have a minimum of 8 of these to have that same experience of what I saw I have. So you can either get this one and buy 4 additional ones. This one right here has a couple of months in it. I believe there's 16 bottles. And then from there, all I'm doing right now is helping them do the math, okay? How much blue do I want? How often am I going to take it? Okay. I'm never once pointing out, never once have I said this is 210 or 520 or this.
Clearly see.
They see it themselves. I don't need to. Yeah. I don't know their monies, and it's quite frankly, it's just absolutely none of my business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And nor I think it would be. I mean, imagine you being a billionaire and someone said, well, this is probably a better value for you. You know what I mean? Reverse engineer that conversation. Well, how do you know that I can't afford that? You see
It's
what I mean?
insulting,
It can be
actually.
insulting. So I take a look at that as insulting if someone tries to put their values on me. That's my thing. But
Or similarly, if someone's trying to sell me the cheapest package, that can be very insulting because you think that's all I can afford.
right, really it is. So anyway, I would say 99% of the people we've met with are getting always this at the very least, is business redox pack. If they have, there's quite a bit of people getting this too, though. Really, there is actually, it's really between this and this. It depends on value for them. This seems to obviously they gives you a lot more, but let's just say on an average they pick this. Okay, so then I say, okay, let's go ahead and do this together now. Now I'm sitting with them. Let's go ahead and do this together now. Click on view details for me. They click on view details. I said, now you should be seeing where it says add to cart. You see how I'm methodically walking them through this step by step? I mean, I'm not taking anything for chance because their system, meaning ASEA, needs to probably be refined a minute. You know what I mean? So until that works through, this is what we're doing. So I click add to cart. Now I say to them, I said, now tell me if you're seeing something that says additional products. They'll say yes or no. Most of the times they say yes, or yeah, that they are seeing additional products. I said, essentially that's saying, do you want more of the blue or do you want more of the white? And then they'll say yes or no. If you want more of the blue, yes, I think I want more white. Great, click on that. Okay, order more of the white. There you go. There's your options right there. Okay, so that's pretty much all that's doing, is I'm telling them that they can do that if they want. I hit next there. Okay, now this is the subscription part. Brenda?
Yeah, this is obviously the United States site. So when we were walking through the Canadian, it was completely different.
Correct. The products were different, but the process was the exact same.
Yes.
So the product offerings, if you would, were different, but the actual and for whatever reason, but the actual process was the same.
Right.
Let me. I see a couple of your chats. I'll get them in a second. I just want to flow through this real quick. So then it's going to get to add subscription. Okay. Now, you see where it says, Brenda, that it says subscription date June 4th. Okay. And then you're going to see pictures under this. What we're going to have you do is we're going to have you set up a subscription. And what that means is that they're going to send this to you every month on June 4th until you say, don't send it to me every month. Okay. And that's how I'm able to help you get the wholesale pricing. That's it.
Okay.
That's a subscription sale conversation. Okay. All right. And that's how I'm able to help you get that.
And you don't want to be without it.
And then you don't want to be without it, then click
Yeah,
on
'cause
that.
does suck.
And you're going to click on, and this is the one you need right here. As associates, everybody, just for your own edification, this is the one you want everybody to be on for you to get, whatever bonuses or things like that. This is the foundation of the comp plan right here, is that when people are on the 130 PV, okay, which is 4 cases, it can vary depending on your country, right? So click on that and add that to cart. Boom. Then hit next. And then the rest of it's really just an enrollment. Then the rest of it's filling out the data. Okay, that's really all that is from there. But that is the presentation that we use and always use all the time, without any variation on it. You know what I mean? Because again, it's all very how you say it, it's just based on the facts. We keep our emotions out of it. You know what I mean? It's just the facts. This is red, this is blue, this is white. This has this many bottles, that has that many bottles, and then, what do you want to get? It's up to you.
I'm going to just share something real quick. We had a call over the weekend with the founder, and because he was like, how are you guys doing this? So Jay just kind of gave him a quick little overview. He's like, I talk about it in very simplistic terms. I'd say, do you want the white or do you want the blue? And he was like, that is the best idea ever. He's like, it's so simple. And this is coming from the founder of the company. And so that's the whole, people love to complicate things or overcomplicate it. But the person on the other side doesn't want to be overcomplicated. The salesperson feels like they have to talk very complicated, very complex, talk about the biology of it. I don't know diddly twat about the biology of it at all. Even to this day, if you asked me about the glycothon, whatever, I don't even know. I can't even explain it to you that well, right?
Brenda
I don't
knows
know.
what it is.
Brenda would know. Brenda would definitely know more probably than most of us on here. So, but my point is, I don't know anything really of the biology component to it. other than I know how it's making me feel. I know what it's doing to me on a daily basis. I look in the mirror, I know I look better. I feel a hell of a lot better. I'm more energetic. My connection to source is like right on it. I mean, I could go check down the list of how I feel. But don't ask me about the biology side of that right now, which is why we lean on Danielle for that.
Hillis, brother, did you have a question? I saw your.
Yes, it wasn't much of a question, it was more like a comment because I know you guys were going at the last, and when you sign up for people, I just want to tell everyone that don't be shy to ask to enroll other people. I mean, meaning that once you get to the credit card part and they start creating their profile, I've gotten people who've gotten hung up at, creating a username, creating a password. And sometimes I just offer, it's like, hey, can I do this for you? So while I have them on the phone, I say, what do you want your username to be? What do you want your password to be? Whatever, just go through step by step. And they even feel comfortable enough with me giving me their credit card information over the phone. So that way, because people have gotten frustrated. It's like, I don't want to do this. This is taking too long. Whatever. It's like, you just got to insert yourself in there. It's like, hey, can I do this for you?
Everybody just wants a little helping hand.
Oh, it is.
Everybody wants to feel supported. That's it. They just want a little support, a little love, little, energetic exchange, and they are good to go. All you're really doing is confirming everything throughout the process the whole time. You're yes, makes sense. Yes, this is what you want. Yes. Okay, got it. That's all you're doing is easing them down the Asaya lazy river.
Someone said something in
it.
the chat is like, if I haven't talked to someone in a year, do I still text them? I didn't know the 10 people that I talked to. That I don't know. I didn't even know who they were. I just saw, like I said, I was going to delete them from my phone. And I was like, well, before I delete them, let me send them a copy of my video. You know what I mean? And that was it. So I didn't really know who they were. I mean, maybe a little bit, but nothing of anything where I could be like, oh, let me call a person and say hi or wish them anything. I probably just, you know what I mean? There was nothing there. But I figured, why the hell
Well,
not?
how about the other day, a friend of mine who we were, when you grow up with people, you always have that connection, right? I mean, you may not talk to them for 25 years, literally, but it's like no time passed. And similarly, this happened to a friend of mine who I hadn't seen in 28 years, but she put on a Facebook that she just had her hip replaced. And of course, first thing was, I'm like, Lisa, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, how you feeling? I'm like, listen, here's something that can expedite your healing. And Jay, we were in the car and he's like, well, when was the last time you talked to her? And I'm like, I had to think about it. I said 28 years ago.
Wow.
It's irrelevant, right? I just wasn't even thinking about that,
I want you to think about this from this perspective. And this is how I started thinking about it, which I believe has helped me a lot. I thought about it from the perspective of this. I love it. I love the blue and the white a lot. And I thought about it. So what if I wasn't getting paid to do it? What would my approach be? So I thought about it from the perspective of, okay, well, let me talk about it as if I'm not getting paid to it. How would I talk about it? Would I invite people to a Zoom meeting to do this? Would I say, watch this opportunity meeting? Would I say that? No, I'd say, holy shit, Hillis, look at this, man. This is freaking amazing, brother. You got to check this out. Right? That's how I would talk about it. I'm not getting paid. You know what I mean? So, what I'm saying is I would talk normally is what I mean. You know what I mean? I would talk in normal. I would talk normally like I normally talk to people like this. So I want to, if you all will, and we'll one-on-one guide you too. So we're in a group session here. There's a small group than our other meetings here, but I'll one-on-one guide you. We all will. Okay. So if you've got something going on that's important to you, it'll be important to us. Okay. If it's important to you, it will be important to us. I promise you that. The whole things, and again, I don't mean to discredit that at all, because that's just the traditional ways of how network marketing is done. It again, I don't personally have not had any success with that, and I don't like them. To be honest with you, I don't want to show up at them, and I don't think that a lot of people show up at them. And you anticipate that 15 people said they're going to say yes to an event and 2 show up. You know what I mean? And then you're like, you know what I mean? So I think that just use them like where you interview people. If you have a show, a podcast, do that all day long, interview like April was saying. Again, thanks for clearing that up, but use that in a way where it's like, you know, interview one of the doctors. I think Brenda, you've already met with Dr. Silverman and Danielle, right? So and Julie, you've already interviewed them too.
They're very
Yeah.
accessible.
they're
They're
very-
here. They
They
want
are.
to help.
Yeah, they're
It's the most supportive.
They'll say yes, they will come and help you.
Yeah,
They'll say
they're
yes,
the
yeah.
most support. I would say Asaya in general is probably one of the, if not the most supportive company that we have ever entangled with.
Yeah, they really are. They want to see this go, and they just need to be able to, they just need to
And
be
I found
able-
out something I want to share if I can.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's the opportunity with this company from a network marketing standpoint, okay? And this is where you all can make an absolute, not only feel I personally believe the best you maybe have ever felt in your lives, but you have such an opportunity with this company because they're glitchy still. Meaning that it's not the easiest user-friendly experience, you know what I mean, right, going in. So it can be a little bumpy at times, which is great. I look at that as opportunity. So I think, okay, well, you know what, that means that other people are having trouble with it, so maybe they won't. There'll be less people getting it out right now, but until that happens, you know, this is an opportunity for you to move through very, very, very fast with this company, and just in general. But again, I will encourage you, for your own sake, do a video. Everything starts with that video. Seriously, I mean, we could talk all day long, but until you get that, even again, for God's sakes, even if it's like your first week out of the gates, your first few days out of the gates, just do that. You can always update your videos. I'm going to do another update on the one I did too, because I don't want to watch it anymore either. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to change it and just keep it fresh, right? And so I would definitely do that. Get out there, start sending it. Think about in your mind, like, how many people are you willing to just text post it every day on your social media. Watch people start to come in. Text it on your phone. Texting is the best thing in the world. Texting is like the best gift we have right now,
It
technology.
is.
I don't know who responds to emails as much as they do text. I think more people spend text. Brenda, did you have something?
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, I've got an untapped market on LinkedIn. Like,
Yeah.
I've got over 5,000 contacts, and I think I post once or twice a year.
Yep.
So that, just going through the list of all those contacts, and just,
Yeah.
if I got
Exactly.
10 out of a 5,000, that's amazing, right?
You'd be surprised that you get a
Yes,
lot more than that. If
you
you just,
will.
it's all, remember, it's all technique, right? So it's all technique. So again, you know, it's like, hey, sending this out of love. I think this may help. Let me know if we should chat.
Don't overcomplicate that
That-
part. Don't feel like, oh, I got to put a little extra something, or explain it a little bit further. You're going to go right into a ditch.
Okay.
So here's the other thing I would say to you is, I see it there, I would encourage you all, look, and I know our style is really bold, okay, and I get that, okay, okay, I know we're very bold, but I would encourage you all, we're a resource for you, okay, you know, so if you need help, we're not here to close the deal for you, but just to help you, because there's no closing of this deal. Someone's either attracted that this is going to help them in their life and the health, or they're not attracted to it. There's just no in between.
The other thing, Brenda, when you're doing LinkedIn, or you guys are texting people, or you're using Messenger, leave your signatures out, because a lot of you have great signatures, registered nurse, you're certified in this, certified in that. Just Julia,
Okay.
Naomi, just Brenda. That's it. That's all you need, because again, you wouldn't talk to your best friend. This is Brenda Pierce, a registered nurse, right? So you want to have that same line of communication that again, this is all about energy and communication. That's it.
All
So
right.
keep it simple, clean, friendly, light.
Okay. Can we do our videos and just send them to you, and you see?
Brenda, you're going to put me out of a job. That was going to say to you, everybody, if you want to do the few-minute video, send it to us. We'll just take a look at it. We'll give you a vibe on it. Again, we're here to help you, okay? And I'm telling you, here's the deal with this. This is very, very exciting. It's not one of these things where life can change if you have the right technique. It doesn't take that long at all. Absolutely, 1,000,001% send the videos. I'm going to go down the road with questions. Julia, did you have something?
I just wanted to share just the energy of the company, and something I heard Danielle talk about the other day. And I don't know if the details are pretty close to what so that the people higher on up there, you know, that get bonuses, we all get bonuses, but they got bonuses. They pooled their money and gave it to the people that work at the plant.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They said
Wow.
that
So,
on
because they
Park
know
Event.
the energy of taking care of family. So
that's
I
beautiful.
got chills everywhere. This is a family that takes care of family. It's amazing.
I
So
love
I
it.
just
I
want
love
to share.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Olivia?
Yeah, I was curious about when Brenda said around LinkedIn. So most people on LinkedIn are expecting to hear something around business from me. And I don't do a lot, but I just did a big, I texted a lot of people, and there is a limit during the, at a level each day. So just be careful about that because I went over it and got blocked.
Mhm.
So would I say in my comment anything that it's related to health or vitality or energy, or do you still think it should just be the words you said?
I think it should be the words I said. It should be
Okay.
very casual. You know what I mean? Remember, think about it in terms of how would you talk to your best friend, your daughter, your son, your mother, your father, the person closest to you. Here's our acid test. Whenever we communicate, would I talk to Hillis like that? Would I talk to Julia like that? You know what I mean? You know, we have enough of a relationship where you get in a groove with someone where you can, you just, you get comfortable in your relationship. But would you talk to that person? And if the answer is no, then you wind it back and think about what you're doing, because inevitably people need to find the authentic self of you. And if they think of that, they're just going to look at it as like, oh, there's another
A
marketing.
business.
Here's another marketing thing.
Business
You know,
opportunity.
so,
Yeah.
just think about how you would communicate, just with people like that. The more authentic you come across. I'm gonna get to Hillis here, and I want to go to just the marketing side of this, and then we can wind down here for a minute. But Hillis, brother.
Yeah, I guess, just going back to the whole contacting people who you haven't talked to in over a year. I mean, what you guys talked about, before, it's like, oh yeah, just send it. But I guess personally with me, and I guess this is something that I have to work through. It's like, if I haven't talked to you in at least a year, 2, 3 years, and it's like, why are you messaging me? It's like this whole, like, what's the purpose of this? And so, is there like anything that you guys would suggest if it's coming from a particular angle, or it's like, oh well, I haven't talked to you in like 5 years. Why are you messaging me?
Yeah. So if it's something you got to work through, that's called therapy. So it's just, you know what I mean? Seriously, it's not a big deal. What are they going to say? Seriously, I'm being funny about it halfway, but man, it's don't make it a big deal. Just all they're going to say is a couple of things are going to happen. They're not going to respond. They're going to respond. They're going to say, they're going to give you some, a term of endearment that you may or may not like. And that's it. End of story. All you did was
Don't take
text
it
them.
personal.
They're not that, nothing's that important. So if you
Yeah.
haven't talked to them in 5 years, whatever, just send the damn text out. It's just like,
What's the worst? Look at it this way. What is the worst thing that could possibly happen?
yeah, we'll think about it this way. What if they
Nothing
were on your
really.
email list? Would you go in and
Respond.
if all your texts were on an email list, would you go in and try to identify who you emailed over the last 5 years and talk to at that level and pull them out before you send the email? You wouldn't, right? Use it the same.
Yeah.
It's just communication is all it is. It's all we do. Don't overthink it. And
What about, Jay, the link in the video?
yeah, put the link in the
Right, make
video.
sure
I
you
mean,
put
yeah.
the link
Put your
in the
link in the
video.
video.
That's the only
Just
link you need.
don't overcomplicate it. Your lives will be easier as a result of this. They really will be. It'll be less. And again, if you continue to do the meetings, but just do them in a way that, listen, I would say try this. Honestly, I would just be like, give this all you got. Give this all you got. Copy and paste the text. And then when people are, now here's the next step. Okay. Now you've got this and you start getting appointments. Feel free now to, instead of using those appointments because now look at it this way. You've got an appointment that you bought in a meeting. You sat energetically through that appointment. Then they want to do a one-on-one. That's twice, right? Now they want to do a one-on-one. Then there might be some follow-ups. That's 3 different times. You don't need to go through all that. You send them the video. Consider that your Zoom meeting that you did. Consider that you're part of your Zoom meeting. Now they want the appointment. You're just wrapping up the details of what to buy, and it's done. This is nothing. Your time, and I can't stress to you how important, especially in the coming times, how important your time is going to be valuable to you, and you're going to really want to be open to the fact that every minute, how do you identify what that's worth to you monetarily wise? Because you know, it is what it is. We're just going to that. We're just going to that.
The
those
greatest thing is
days in
you're
our
gonna
life.
hire help.
Yeah,
Help
you
me
hire
out.
help.
Now, the one thing that Jay does on the, which would be the greatest thing, right? At the end, you know, of the, after they've done the enrollment part, he always says, listen, when you get it, make sure to call me back. So I want to make sure that you take it right. Let me know how, and let me know also the process of how you're feeling going through. In other words, he always leaves it open that you can call me back if you have any questions. Make sure you call me when you get it so I can walk you through it.
Yeah, I want to know how they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's going to just build your relationship with your clientele so much stronger and so much tighter. This is how you build lifetime long relationships.
So the other thing too is if you've already been enrolling a lot of people, the key is that so our process there as a company like you all here, our process is once they enroll, they immediately go into scheduling for a follow-up, and that could be like a week out. How often do you schedule them? Like within a week, is it?
Yeah, but we can schedule them as soon as from that same conversation, but a lot of people like to.
Yeah, okay, so basically what happens is once someone enrolls, then we immediately get them on a schedule, like pretty much that they get notified.
onboarding call.
It's like an onboarding call is what we call it, an onboarding call. And that's where someone else is going to talk to them. And for right now, it's been like Danielle, Rob, you guys know Rob, Terrell with an attitude, Rob, Juliet, they actually, they get in the zone with them there, and they schedule a time with them to talk about, are you liking it? How are you using it? What kind of questions do you have? Oh, I noticed that you signed up as an associate. Can we help you in that way? So that's pretty crucial in the whole grand scheme of the growth of this thing. If you're signing anybody up, see, I just use that myself too. I got to reframe my mind. If someone is making a purchase through your company, is that you get them on the onboarding cycle within about a week. Okay, so they get a vibe for it and then they get comfortable, you know, get the grassroots approach going on there. This thing will explode really super fast if you do it that way.
It has so much potential.
And then the ones that like, so we got a bunch of people that are associates, right? But we're letting that just do its thing, because people know, they're smart enough to know that, okay, I'm going to share this with the rest of the world. I'm going to wear a t-shirt that says, I love ASEA. Those are the people we want on there, kind of thing like that. When we do that, those are the people then I would suggest maybe consider bringing April and myself in to help them, to help you, okay? Because then we can, you know, help and that's from the sales and business side of it, the whole science and everything side of it.
biology.
That's going to be Danielle
Danielle.
and then Dr. David. You know what I mean? They can come in and help with that, validating a lot of that science stuff. But if, you know, from the business side of it, you know, you've got people that want to do it. We could just talk from it at that point, you know. So Olivia, did you have a question? Or
Well, I was thinking like, if they decide, if they decide that they have an interest in the business right away, even just initially signing up, what would you do?
sign them up right away.
Great.
Sign them up.
Okay.
Right away.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've taken this position because I know there's different thoughts of schools of thoughts, I should say. I've taken this position. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't be an associate. Worst case scenario, you do nothing. Best case scenario, you got better savings, you got better
Free
value,
products.
and you're positioned to get it. So I pretty much, unless that's why I say to them, I ask them, would you be one of those that would refer it to people, or do you think you'll keep it private? I absolutely will keep it private. I think we got probably, I don't know, maybe 10% of the people in our base are customers, really. You know, everybody else is an affiliate. They're just positioned for when they do it. Associate. I just did it that way because it just seems to make sense. It really does. Because like I said, they can earn free stuff, because we're seeing people that didn't think they do it, but they're falling in love with it and they're starting to refer to their friends. So they might as well get free stuff and get paid. I think it all worked out well for them. Let's see who else.
Longer. I have someone that wants to sign up. How much longer? They just messaged me.
See,
How much longer is the meeting?
Go, girl,
you see how Julia's
It's
closing.
over, the meeting's
Julia's closing
over.
the deal right now. I gotta go. 20
You're
other
talking.
to enroll. Do your thing, Julia. Oh, but so real quick, we'll love and leave you just 5 more minutes, everybody, just so I can love and leave you on this. So really, Friday, we should do this again. If you really, again, if it'll be important to you, it'll be important to us. And if you give us the opportunity to guide you through what we're going through, and you do follow that specifically, we're pretty sure you can get in a place where you could start within weeks. You could be seeing like, you know, possibly a couple grand a week out of this thing. Okay. And that's not
Easy.
pie in the sky.
No.
Again, remember, like April said, our network was amputated. So we had to get into critical thinking and really strategic planning. So this was not necessarily a luxury thought to do it this way as much as it was a critical thinking call. How do we maximize what we got to the best potential? You know what I mean? Because eventually, if you just start trying to do groups and groups of these Zoom meetings, well, you'll eventually run out. You know what I mean? And that'll happen sooner than later. So don't run out is the moral of this story. Just text, copy, paste text, post everything like this.
And schedule, if you're gonna do it, do a social media event and then have Danielle or the doctor on.
If you've done a video, please send it to me today. Let me just get a vibe for you. Okay. Just a very objective, anything on that. I'll review it for you. And if you want to just, well, you know, if I don't know you, if you got invited here, just please, you know, get my phone number from wherever. I'll work with you one-on-one to help you with a strategy. No worries. Like I said, if it's important to you, it'll be important to me. If it's not, it won't be. Simple as that. Okay. And that's it. So we're going to do this Friday at 11 again. Let me get Janie's question. Janie, what you got, love?
So one of the things that I said, going back to the, you know, do you sign them up as an associate or a customer? Basically, what I said was, you know, it really doesn't make sense to be a customer, because once you get this and it starts working, not only are you going to be sharing it, but people are going to be asking you what you're doing. So you're saving a step and money in the long run, and you can earn products if you just go ahead and sign up as an associate.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. That's it. You'll get your groove on. Everybody will get your groove on. Just remember, just make your life easy. It doesn't have to be hard. Again, reach out to me if you want. We'll do one-on-ones together on this stuff just to help you strategize your planning. Everybody here we're talking to right now, the reason the group's small is because we truly believe you're the group that could get to a point within 30 days, exactly do what we did, if not greater. It was just technique. It's always only been technique all along. All right. Never been anything else. Okay, so don't get intimidated by how long or how much anything has. It's always only ever been technique. Much love to you. I look forward to reaching out, and I will see you Friday for whoever shows up. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Julia.
I appreciate you guys.
Same time Friday.
See you guys next time.
Much
Thank you.
love.
Bye-bye.